Well, I was going to watch the Sky post-fight analysis before making this video, but David Haye started the Sky post-fight analysis with the sentence, "Tony Bellew boxed beautifully." So I decided to cut it there and put down my own thoughts rather than listen to anything further the Haymaker has to say. Perhaps positive proof that being a good fighter doesn't make you a good boxing analyst. Anyway, I scored this fight to Tony Bellew. I scored it 7 rounds to 5 Tony Bellew, or 7 rounds to 4 with 1 round as a draw. I scored one of them 10-10. I do think Tony Bellew did enough to win this fight. I bet on Mateusz Masternak, so obviously I'm disappointed to lose financially, but I do think Tony Bellew was the worthy winner, and credit where it's due. I actually also think, and this is what surprised me, that Bellew was actually the better fighter in there. I thought Masternak was bigger, fitter, stronger, but fundamentally Tony Bellew had the more tools and was the better rounded guy. From the first round, Tony Bellew looked to be a sharper kind of boxer. You know, some of the punches he was landing seemed to have just a bit more snap in them to Masternak, even though Masternak appeared to be the more, you know, the bigger guy, if you like. Tony Bellew's punches, I don't know if it was that they were slightly quicker or that he's just more heavy-handed than Masternak, but you kind of got the impression that he was the more eye-catching puncher. Mateusz Masternak was a bit one-paced. I was a bit disappointed. I thought he'd offer a bit more. He essentially trudged forward. He pushed Tony Bellew back, and he did a good job of that. On multiple occasions he got Tony Bellew back to the ropes, but what he was really ineffective at doing was landing good shots when Bellew was up against the ropes. You know, he was allowing Bellew to duck under his punches and, you know, defend off the ropes too easily, and I thought that was his failure there. Masternak, when he got the jab going up and running, he was able to sneak rounds. He was able to basically outwork Tony Bellew, but I kind of felt that he was winning rounds because Tony Bellew wasn't in good physical condition, because he was getting tired. I didn't really ever feel that Masternak had the power edge or the skill edge. Yeah, I've got to give Tony Bellew credit where it's due. I felt Bellew had a slight skill edge here and also a slight power edge. I just thought he was a slightly more eye-catching guy. There was some of the trademark Tony Bellew negatives in there. Yeah, the inaccuracy was painful at times. I still don't think he really knows how to deal with a jab. I think a guy with a world-class jab is going to beat Tony Bellew every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. You know, Mateusz Masternak, his jab was pretty basic, but it was causing Bellew all sorts of problems. Bellew's conditioning was also a problem in there. I mean, if you put Bellew in with Glowacki or Marco Huck or Gregory Drozd, I just think he'd get absolutely scolded in there. Having said that, Mateusz Masternak is a decent fighter. He's a decent operator. He's got a respectable level of form in the book, and Bellew looked like the more capable operator in there. So I've got to give credit where it's due. You know, I admitted I have got a bit of sour grapes. I did think Masternak would win. Halfway through the fight, I thought I was in line to collect. I got a tasty price on Masternak, but Bellew showed heart, you know, and he showed real grit and determination in the last 2 rounds. Yeah, I thought Masternak, being the bigger guy and being the more inconsistent guy, would come on stronger in the last 2 rounds. But Bellew, you know, pulled something more out, and yeah, fair play to him for that. Fair play for him for that. Bellew, you know, Bellew is a good fighter at this level, I guess you could say. My query is, can he make the adjustment to world level? And I'm not so sure he can. But yeah, he's a better fighter than Mateusz Masternak, I'll say that. Let me know your thoughts on this fight. How did you score it? It was one of those fights where it was a close fight. You know, it was 7 rounds to 5. It was fairly tight on the scorecards. But I don't really see it as controversial, you know. I don't think, even though it was close, there was really an argument to give Mateusz Masternak the fight at all. It's one of those where the rounds were actually quite easy to score, I felt. You know, it wasn't a hard fight to score, it was just close. You know, the rounds themselves, there seemed to be a definite winner in the rounds for me. So Tony Bellew really did deserve the victory, and yeah, let's hope he goes on to a big fight from here. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.
And he pushed it in those last couple of rounds and really